Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Dodgers
Super
territory. The
evening.
post game, the post game edition here. Alana Rizzo on the East Coast, Clint Pasillas on the West Coast. I tell you what, these Tuesday night games so far, Clint, have not been the best showing as far as Dodger victories are concerned. But we're happy that you guys are here. Rate us 5 stars, like us, subscribe. Welcome to the post game show. I looked and I said, "Oh boy, there goes another starting pitcher on the IL with Roki Sasaki." We will get into that,
Yeah.
but first, Clint, let's just look at this buzzsaw of the Athletics that the
Yeah,
Dodgers
just the
just
way
ran
you
into.
drew it up. You go home for home cooking, you're feeling good, you're coming off a day off in LA, and then all of a sudden, the powerhouse Athletics with no real home come to LA and they drink your milkshake. They beat you real good like all the Dodgers pitchers. Nobody had a good game today. Couple hangers for your boy Landon Knack, but the offense is straight up stymied by Jeffrey Springs, a kid I've never heard of before. I had to look up his name 3 times, 3 times tonight. Well, no, with all due respect to him, who pays attention to the A's? A's fans barely pay attention. But yeah, 6 hits over 7 innings, 3 hits for Mike Conforto tonight, 3 hits for Will Smith, and that was pretty much the Dodgers offense. They scored their first and only run on an error. And just all in all, not a good game. Guys, sound off in the comments. Let us know what you think about this Dodgers game. We want to make this an interactive edition of the show.
Well, they are definitely already sounding off. Kenny Chung saying, "I was at the game tonight, and this is the first time I've left early. What a cluster F of a game." This was an L as soon as these beep of a lineup was released. Yeah, fans are
Yeah.
not happy about it. Jeffrey Springs, I remember him when he was with Tampa Bay. So he is not a big name, but he's a decent name, and you certainly know his name now, right?
Now,
I mean,
yeah.
this is something that was awful. Dodgers 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position.
I
That's
think
not going to get it done. And the only one that actually did anything tonight, Clint Pasillas, was my guy Michael Conforto. I mean, it was the Conforto game. Unfortunately, it comes in an 11-1 loss, but at
yeah.
least Michael Conforto seems to be turning the corner.
Yeah, I see our boy Scotty Braun in the chat also mentioning that, Conforto heating up. It's a good thing for the Dodgers. Like you mentioned, Roki Sasaki to the IL, not a good thing. I'm sure the foul
No.
territory boys will be talking about that more. But yeah, Conforto, he's been on a little bit of a mini heater. Of course, we talked about it in recent vintage. He had been hitting the ball hard. He just had a lot of atom balls. And if we're being positive here, if we're trying to have the beer, the Michelada half full here, Michael Conforto having hits in 3 straight games. I think he's 6 for his last 9. Nice. And hits in 3 straight games. Extra base hits
And
in
extra base,
multiple
yeah,
games.
that's
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
that's
I mean, I
that's
think he's had
huge.
3 extra base hits
He's
in
hitting the
terms of
shit
it.
out of the baseball, and
Yes.
that's what you want to see. You just need, as somebody said in the chat, the MV3 not doing anything. Shohei, Mookie, and Freddie kind of shut out in there. Of course, Will Smith was the other guy who had himself a nice game. 3 hits for Big Willie style. We should
And
probably
he
talk
threw out a
Landon
runner
Knack.
too, so
Yeah,
that's
and he,
good.
and he hosed the run. I think we got to talk about Landon Knack a little bit because it was a
Mm.
weird outing. Like this was his 4th start, 5th outing overall, and he had a lot of good in there, a lot of strikeout, a lot of swing and miss. But also, it comes down to you got to allow fewer runs than the other team, or you got to allow fewer runs than your team is going to score. And he didn't do that. 2 big homers by was it Jacob Wilson, and the kid entered the game with 3 career homers chipped in 2 and 4 ribbies today. What you think about Landon Knack tonight?
Well, I mean, he had a lot of, like you said, a lot of swing and miss, right? He matched his
Hmm.
career high of 8 Ks before the fifth inning was through. But again, I mean, I think this is a situation too where it would have been nice to be able to give him a little bit of run support so he
Yeah,
doesn't have to feel like he's super perfect all of the time. It just wasn't an outing in which I think he did what he needed to do.
yeah,
I don't ever expect Landon Knack to go out there and give you a complete game shutout. I just don't think he's that type of pitcher. Again, I think some run support would have been helpful, but that's not what is happening. So I just don't know if this is a situation where everyone just I don't know. Did they look at this as a we got this because it's the A's? I don't think so. I don't think the Dodgers ever overlook an opponent.
No.
To be honest with you, Clint, I'm way more concerned about Roki going on the IL than I am about losing an absolute clunker to the Athletics at this point. I mean,
Yeah,
we don't have any starting pitching.
Yeah, do we want to talk about that a little bit more? Add to the pile, add to the fun for the Dodgers. They do lose Roki Sasaki to the injured list with right shoulder impingement. JP Fireeisen returns to the team. Did not have himself a very good return tonight. 3 earned runs over his 2-3 innings. Yeah, you add to the pile of injuries here. Look at how many pitchers are on the injured list. I can't count that high. I'm not some
No.
sort of
I mean, it is.
mathematician.
Mathematician. I tell you what, half of these names I forgot about, to be honest with you. But what is concerning is what we discussed yesterday on Dodgers territory on our normal slot, that Blake Snell is going to see went to go see Elatrosh. Glasnow is going to see Elatrosh just as a precaution, I guess, to see as he continues to progress and gets back. But now you have Roki Sasaki on the IL. I'm just hoping Yamamoto put him in bubble wrap. I mean, I know the good news is that we get Kershaw back, right? And he actually was moved up from a start on Sunday. He is now starting on Saturday, which good. I'm glad to see Kersh back, but it's like. I am a little bit. I was concerned last year about the starting pitching situation. Right.
It's funny you mentioned that
tough.
because our friend Matt Moreno from Dodger Blue pointing that out. Look at all the names that are suddenly missing from this Dodgers, just the guys they had on opening day, not even 2 full months ago at this point. It's concerning, and this is where you're seeing somebody like Landon Knack pressed into a starting role where you knew the kid was going to pick up some innings along the way this year. You were hoping he wasn't going to need to start, a good chunk of games in a row in May, but that's where the Dodgers find themselves right now. And then you add Sasaki to the injured list. We're still awaiting word on how Blake Snell's visit to Dr. Neil Elatrash went today. Dave was or yesterday, I guess, but Dave was a little ambiguous in how he was speaking. PR was so prepared. They handed him a checklist. Like, these are the things you are allowed to say about what's going on with the injured list right now. All of the names. It's a mash unit. You got all of these injuries, and we're talking just before going live here. You could get somebody who just, sleeps a little wrong or, sprains a fingernail and, you're going to the IL just to be safe. So you hope it's nothing major. But in regards to Sasaki, you have seen the velocity dip over the last,
right?
number of starts.
He's 23, right? He's young, but he averaged 94.8 miles on his fastball in his last start, Clint, against Arizona on May 9th. I mean, that was 5 days ago, right? So that's down more than 1 mile an hour from his season average already. He allowed 5 hits, 5 runs, and 4 innings, didn't record a strikeout for the first time in his brief major league career. I mean, he's 1-1 on the year. His ERA is not great. Apparently, he felt soreness in his arm before the game. He did not throw his scheduled bullpen session, today before officially being placed on the IL. There's a lot of big names. There's a lot of big arms on the Dodgers injured list. A lot of people, as Frank is joining the chat, said bad lineup tonight. Some folks think that, it was already an L when they rolled the lineup out there. I don't believe that ever. This was a crappy game. It was a bad clunker of a game. I just hope that, we don't lose Sasaki now for an extended period of time. Court the Crusader says these pitchers' injuries are concerning. They seem like mechanical issues, something that can be fixed with proper biomechanics. Come on, medical. This is not a medical staff issue, guys. The Dodgers have the best of the best in every single thing. You can't blame the medical staff on this.
You
maybe
can.
It's a little bit more cautious. Maybe it's like you said, they sneezed wrong and they're just being careful. But
we know the whole purpose of the Los Angeles Dodgers is to get to October. They're built to play in October, and they went and signed up everybody this past offseason. By everybody, I mean just really adding Sasaki, adding all of the relievers, and of course adding Blake Snell with the eye on having a very, very strong pitching staff for the month of October. This is where you have all the other little knickknacks, if you will, pieces to fill in along the way, Knack being one of those guys. But we're going to pause here for a second. We're going to talk, we're going to hear a quick word from our friends at Foul Territory. Then we'll be back and we'll talk more about the Dodgers, take some more comments, hang out for a little while longer. Not a great game tonight, guys. So let's be positive, let's be happy, and let's hear the boys.
FT fam, HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit, Cam, because we're busy and we would like all of the ingredients to cook up something nice and make us look like elite chefs at home.
You know what I do? I've got kids in basketball, I've got soccer, I've got baseball. And when they get home, there's a fresh meal and they think, "Oh, Dad, he's so great." Well, no, it's not me. It's HelloFresh. It's nutritious. It's packed full of good nutrients. The kids have good energy, and they look at me like I'm the greatest dad in the world. So make sure you go grab that HelloFresh because you know what? It's doing my family all the good.
Cook up dishes like chicken Dijon and pecan crusted trout, over 100 seasonal snacks, sides, and treats as well. Feel great with meals that fit your spring schedule and make the season even more delicious. Go to HelloFresh.com/FT10FM now to get 10 free meals with a free item for life. 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan.
And we're back.
Can I just tell you how great Cameron Maben is? I mean, if there's, he just has such a great personality, and I mean, he's infectiously fun. I love that he's on our Foul Territory crew. Of course, we love Scotty Braun, but I mean that goes without saying. I don't know, I don't have a lot to say other than this one stunk. Bullpen was good again.
Yeah. Happy opposite day to everybody. Absolute stinker from the bullpen there. I think the only guy who didn't allow runs, what's his name? Luis Garcia. And I'm going back on my crusade to hate on Luis Garcia because he wasn't good again. He did allow an inherited runner. And another run to score. But I eased up on him. And then he all of a sudden started getting bad again. So I'm going to be mean to Luis Garcia for the narrative. Anthony Banda still looking a little bit struggle-ish. Pitches around some traffic in this one. But I think there's a reason for some concern with Banda. They don't have anybody else jumping to take his spot right now. So he is safe. Fire Eisen just not good at pitching. At least not good at pitching in a Dodger uniform. He's been bad. He's been rough over the last couple of years of trying to be in this Dodgers uniform. And I'm surprised. I haven't looked at all of the chat. I've been trying to look at all of the chat as we get through this. I didn't see a whole lot of complaining about Miguel Rojas pitching today. At
this point, it's like whatever. I mean, he did what he needed to do. I think the weirdest thing for me this whole season with position players pitching is when Kike was pitching in a win. That was weird to me. I mean, I get it, but
that one's definitely a little bit different.
That's a little bit different, right? I mean, whatever. This was just a weird flipping game. I'm super concerned about Sasaki. I'm super concerned about the news that we're going to get about Blake Snell tomorrow. Yeah. Don't forget, Sasaki dealt with arm discomfort last season, Clint, when he was with his Japanese team. He only threw 111 or 110 innings.
Yeah.
So
he's dealt with some injury woes throughout his career. This one being shoulder impingement, and that would make sense. I've seen some video online, some side by side, comparing him when he's throwing 102 with the Marines, Chibalote Marines, and then you get Chibalote. And then you get, him this year throwing 92, 94. And there are some definitely some differences in his mechanics, maybe not as tall getting through, which would maybe indicate like your shoulder isn't as loose and as free. I wonder how long he's been masking this from the team. They say, Dave said, and Mark Pryor had mentioned they kind of had some a little bit of conversations about like why the velocity's down. I think maybe he finally let on like, listen, I'm kind of hurting a little bit and we need to get this squared away. By the way, the great Fabian Ardaya will be joining the fellas on Foul Territory tomorrow. Check that out. He'll be talking about all of the injury woes this team is dealing with. So shout out to Scott for informing us there, and the fine folks at FT, because that's what I want to know. I want to hear from a beat writer that covers his team day in, day out, and Fabian is great at speaking Dave and understanding Dave, because Dave, as you know very well, Alana, is very coded in what he says and what he's allowed to say, what PR will allow him to say. So hopefully we can get something.
Well, I mean, there's no
Fabian.
point in him, there's no point in him being, 100% transparent. They got a lot of stuff going on. I mean, they knew exactly what they were doing when they signed JP Fire Ice, and he's a guy that they're just going to throw out there to eat up some innings until they can figure out what's going on with Sasaki or whatever. I mean, there's a method to the madness. I truly believe that they know what they're doing. This is not just a Dodger issue. There's a lot of pitching issues around the league. We are just noticing it more. It's magnified. It's because it's the team that we love. And if they don't go 162-0, we're super pissed. Again, putting things into perspective there. I mean, it's going to be fine. Let's turn it to the positive, and that is Clayton Kershaw. Number 22 will make his season debut. Oh, wow. That was good. Look at you, Clint, pushing all the right buttons. He's back. Number 22 is back, beginning his 18th season with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And again, he's going to be the 12th starting pitcher used by the team so far this season. As we sit here on May 14th, it will be May 17th when he says, when Clayton Kershaw makes the debut. But I love that he is always a steadying force. Again, doesn't have to be the ace. Just has to do what Clayton has done for the past 18 season. And that's been, being a force in that rotation and calming people down.
Yeah. I think one of the things I really love about getting 22 back in this situation is that he is a grown-up. He is an adult. He is somebody that, even if he's not, 2014 Clayton Kershaw anymore, he's not 2019 Kershaw anymore, he's somebody who can still plug into that rotation. He's going to give you 4, 5, 6 strong innings. He's going to fight. He's going to battle. And he's going to teach some of these dudes. I mean, Yamamoto hasn't really pitched alongside Kershaw very much as a big leaguer. I don't even know if they actually crossed paths when both healthy last year. So to get him in there, and somebody who, entering now his 18th season as a big leaguer with the Dodgers, that means something to these dudes, Dustin May, to Tony Gonsolin, and the rest of the walking wounded and the to eventually be injured Dodgers. He's going to be a very big boost, and he could not come at a better time for this team, because they need him. They need him real, real bad.
They do, and I'm excited to see him back. I mean, I obviously have a tremendous amount of respect for Clayton Kershaw. We're going to talk a lot more about pitching on our Thursday show, of course. We're going to talk a lot more about what we hear in terms of Blake Snell, of course. And hopefully it's not, well, he had great results from his Tommy John surgery. That's coming up. I don't think it's TJ, but I am concerned because, remember, he was only supposed to miss 2 starts, and that was, quite some time ago. So
Snell, it's a shoulder thing. So unless they move the Tommy John up, but it is
or whatever. My point is surgery is
surgery. You don't want him to undergo.
He should have been back a long time ago. The way that it was presented, like it's not a big deal. He was supposed to be the workhorse of this team, and that's, I don't know. Do you stretch Kasperius out more? What are we doing with him?
I think that's something they absolutely need to do at this point, unless they're going to go to the well a little bit more. It's worth noting, Justin Wroblewski has been pitching a lot better at AAA over the last couple of weeks. He is somebody that's on the 40-man roster, so they could bring him back up and plug him in. They have some other dudes, of course, Jackson Ferris. He's still young. He's still a little bit of a long way away from being an option for this team, but they have some arms that can fill in. Are they of the ilk of Tyler Glasnow or Blake Snell or, well, Roki Sasaki? We don't know. We haven't seen a whole lot of him. We don't know how great he's going to be over the course of his career, but they have some options right now. Couple more things we'll get to, and then we will head out of here, but we do got to hear once again from our friends at Foul Territory, then we will be back.
FT fam, let's talk about the HOF app. If you're into parlays, but sometimes you're missing the mark more than you would like to, can I introduce you to some serious analytics on an app that is easy to read and comprehend? And I'm sitting next to a man who knows how to place a parlay.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is breaking down a parlay. With this Hall of Fame app, there's the situations that you'll find easier to do. It's very helpful and understanding. And if you like, gambling, sometimes this is really good to know. So get on there, get on that Hall of Fame app and check it out.
Yeah, this is info that will help you, okay? With a 4.9 rating in the App Store and over 6,000 five-star reviews, safe to say that HOF has already helped a lot of people bet smarter. For a limited time only, FT listeners can get a 7-day free trial and 50% off their first month when they use code FOUL at checkout. Download the HOF app on iOS or Android. Enter code FOUL and you're all set.
A big thank you to everybody who listens to our ads and sponsors and supports them, because they support us and support the network and all that kind of stuff. We want to say that. We also wanted to add one more thing that is a positive for the day. It was Decoy's birthday. 2 years old today, Alana.
Happy birthday. Happy
a good
birthday.
boy.
Happy birthday.
good
He's so
boy.
cute. I
What a
love
very
Decoy.
handsome boy.
Happy
The
birthday.
only dog
He
that could
is
compare to my dog.
Nope, that's not true. That's not true.
Just
Although
facts.
Doobie is super
He's a good
cute.
boy.
Happy birthday, Decoy. We are very happy that you are part of the Dodger family. Decoy would have shoved tonight. I mean, did you see his first pitch?
I
to his
did.
dad?
That was
I mean,
lit,
that was
as the
so.
kids
That
say.
was absolute. That was just absolute perfection. Throw him out there. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was a clunker. We get him tomorrow, right? I mean, again, I'm more concerned about what's going on with the starting pitching. We'll get some news hopefully about Snell, about Glasnow, maybe some more clarification on what's going on with Sasaki, and Kershaw's coming back. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah. Yeah, Yoshinobu Yamamoto gets to play the stopper tomorrow against the Nomad Athletics. He needs to be a stopper because it sucks to open a homestand with a loss. We want to feel good. I hate seeing the chat be upset. And somebody asked if we read the comments. Yes, we do. We try to mix them in wherever we can. And I agree with one of the comments here. EB saying, it's a bad game when the announcers are saying Michael Conforto is the player of the game. So you know that the SNLA fellas, your old cohorts, are over there grasping at straws before Dave comes out and says, it was just a bad game. It was a bad game. You flushed this one. And that's really the reality for this team. You flush this game, you move on. You got a new one tomorrow.
Someone on the chat, literally, the thread is someone said this was worse than the 16-0 loss to the Cubs. It's gonna be okay, boys. It's gonna be okay.
I mean, at least that one's like is a historic loss. This one is just a bad game. It's bad all around. Game. So guys, flush it. It was a crappy game, and then we're gonna come back and have a happy game tomorrow, and the Dodgers are going to win us all that Panda Express and all the free food you get in LA when the Dodgers win and do all the things, and we're going to enjoy that. So enjoy the internet for the rest of your night. Listen to the podcast version of this. Rate and review the pod if you can. Subscribe to our channel. We are painfully close to 10,000 subscribers, and we want to be cool like our Foul Territory fam who passed 130K. So congrats to
awesome.
them.
Congrats to them. And you and I are back on Thursday. We're back on Thursday. And
we should get a guest. Let's get a guest.
I'm working on it. Don't worry about it. Decoy's our guest on Thursday. All right, everybody. We'll see you on Thursday. Go Dodgers.
Bye.